excited that you made your way up to Shamineau. Enjoy your stay. Visit the horses, but don't eat the hay. Okay? Down at the waterfront, it's mighty fine. At the ropes course, there's an awesome zip line. I think I'll end this with the number 9, and I don't know what that means. I just came out and said it. Don't know if we are ever gonna get it. I wish I had a point, but I probably forget it. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau. We'll learn together, we'll have a good time. I can't say that I've ever punched a mine, even though we had it coming, and I don't know what that means. I just came out and said it. Don't know if we are ever gonna get it. I wish I had a point, but I probably forget it. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau. Glad you're here at camp. Glad you're here at camp. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau.
Boom. Woo! Welcome to Shamineau Live, guys. Man, that song gets me hyped, you know? Gotta listen to it before we get going. But, welcome to Shamineau Live. Today is, the theme is Worldwide Wednesday, so it's a little bit of W there. So, go get on some clothes if you have some from, if you went and traveled across the country, across the nation, across the world, go get your clothes. And try those on, get some cool outfits on, post those on so we can see all your outfits and stuff cool like that. So, our awesome sponsor and one of my favorite things to watch, our sponsor today is A Whole New World, okay? So we're going to show you that video real quick as you're logging on, so get your clothes on and here's that video.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.
A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you.
Now I'm in a whole new world with you.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
100,000
Hold your breath,
to
it
see.
gets better.
I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be. Every turn a
With new
surprise.
horizons
Every
to
moment red
pursue.
letter.
I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world. That's where we'll be.
That's where we'll be.
A thrilling chase.
A wondrous place for you and me.
Awesome. As you guys just enjoyed that, I did as well. Again, one of my favorite videos from camp. Such a great sponsor. Thank you guys for sponsoring that today. Alrighty, so some things you guys will need for today are yarn, scissors, and a long hard whiteboard or a book, okay? That's only a short list, but you'll need those 3 for today on the live stream. So get those, run and get those quick. A reminder for you guys to post all of your activities and your theme stuff and all of that so we can give you guys cabin points, okay? Speaking of cabin points, I'm going to give 1,000 cabin points just like normal to people who are watching it live. And I'm going to give, we'll bump up from yesterday, or from, we'll go to 456. You guys have 456 if you watch it later, okay? So 1,000 points if you watch it live, and 456 points if you watch it later, all right? I want to recognize our cabin of the week from last week. The England family, congratulations, way to go, guys. Continue to post all those super cool ideas so you guys can get points, so everybody can win, hopefully, the cabin of the week at some point. But just like normal, we got some jokes for you guys. So, as I'm reading here, I asked my friend if he was ever going to visit Egypt. His only response was, I think so. Get it? Like I think, but I think. Funny. What's the fastest country in the world? Russia, because they're always rushing around. I just did 2 in 1. There you go. That's a special treat. Where do sharks like to go on vacation? Finland. Dun 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 dun. Fast Jaws right there. What happens when you wear a watch on a plane? Time flies. These are funny, guys. Laugh. Come on. Jeez. And my favorite, personal favorite. How was the Roman Empire cut in half? With 2 Caesars. Caesars. Scissors. Oh, where did we get this content? I don't know, but it's great. Anyways, those are your jokes for the day. Enjoy those, laugh at them, go back, use them. Make sure you give them credit. Just kidding, I didn't create them. But still, give Camp Shamineau credit. But without further ado, we're gonna move on to one of my favorite segments of the day, our vlog done by Matthew. So here you go, Matthew.
Well, hello friends. It is good to see you all. So, I'm outside right now enjoying this beautiful weather, and as I'm sure many of you are also doing this time of year, it is a gorgeous time of year. We get to experience a lot of great weather. Many of you know this wonderful time as springtime, or perhaps some of you have called it April. Well, that's not what we call it here at Camp Shamineau. No, we call it the nasty trash picking up season, because everywhere I go, there is nasty garbage all over the ground, and I don't like it. For example, I don't know what these are. These are like little plastic tubes, and they're broken. This is garbage that doesn't belong on the ground. So, some of you may be thinking to yourself, how could it possibly be that bad? Usually the Camp Shamineau... Do you see that? Garbage. That's a broken ping pong ball. Goodness. So most of you are thinking, how could it possibly be that bad? The Camp Shamineau staff are great at picking up trash. And normally we are. So what's the deal? Why is spring so bad? Why is there so much garbage in the spring? Well, I have several prevailing theories. Theory 1. This is a brochure. It does not belong on the ground. Theory 1. Camp Shamineau staff are like bears, and they hibernate in the wintertime. I have been here for 2 winters now, and can confirm that, for the majority at least, Camp Shamineau staff do not hibernate in the winter. So that theory is unlikely. Theory 2. The raccoons and squirrels are working together. They steal trash in the nighttime out of the garbage cans and scatter it all around camp because they want to destroy us. Unlikely. Anybody who knows raccoons and squirrels knows that they were mortal enemies and they'd never work together. So that leaves us with theory number 3. In the winter, it snows. And then when it snows, people leave trash on the ground accidentally, or else it falls out of a garbage can or something like that. And then it snows again, and then it's covered up before Camp Shamineau staff can... This is a Christmas bow. Before Camp Shamineau staff can pick it up off the ground and throw it in the proper receptacle. So, when the spring comes and all the snow is melting, layers and layers and layers of nasty, nasty garbage are unveiled because the nasty garbage has been frozen in time. Frozen in time for all 12 months of winter. And so, we have to go around camp and pick up all the trash to make sure camp stays beautiful for all the guests who get to come here, and to do our part to take care of hand warmers do not belong on the ground either. And to do our part to take care of... What is this? There is a shoe! Shoes do not belong on the ground. How do you even lose a shoe in the winter? Especially a flip-flop. That doesn't even make sense, people. So, we do our part to make sure camp stays beautiful. And you know what? We think you should do your part too. So why don't you go grab your parents and go out for a nice walk through the neighborhood, through the yard, and just pick up all the trash that is on the ground. Because trash doesn't belong on the ground. It's very sad. Now picture this video in black and white. In the arms of the angels. Tragic, isn't it? Do your part. Make the world more beautiful. Pick up trash. It'll be good for you and will be fun. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Well, I think that video should be broadcasted everywhere because I think everybody could hear that lesson from Matthew. Thank you very much. I feel like I just went to school with, but a fun one. So, anyways, some of you guys might be wondering why I'm still wearing a green shirt and leaving it open so that it can blend in through the background. But it's because I want to show off the cool shirt that I have. It's a Shamineau Island shirt, one of the newest ones that we have in the gift shop. And on the bottom it says, happiest place on dirt. Get it? Because it's an island and it's made on dirt. And so, like, it's funny, kids, okay? I swear it is. So, that's why. Cool shirt, awesome pun. But, yeah, that's why the green shirt's still sewn. But we're going to move right along to our good friend Zach, and he's going to teach you guys a random skill. So here you go, Zach.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach, and today I'm going to teach you intimidation. Roll film.
This town ain't big enough for both of us.
So, the first step to intimidation is, of course, starting with a yo-yo and learning the trick called Around the World. It's very intimidating. Now, don't actually hit anyone with this trick. It's more of an intimidation tactic for scaring scary people away. So, how you do this said trick called Around the World is you take your yo-yo. First, you're going to want to learn how to throw it down and catch it. That's very important. And then, you're going to want to learn how to throw the yo-yo forwards and catch it, like this. That's called a forward pass. After that, you swing the yo-yo in a full circle when you throw it around, and then pull it back to yourself. Now, you have to make sure that the yo-yo does not intimidate you. And a lot of the time, it really can, especially when you're learning this trick. That's a big problem. So, what happens to a lot of people is they throw it forwards, and they get intimidated right here, and they back up, and the yo-yo spins out because of it, and it goes flying at their face. That's really bad. Don't do that, because you are not going to be intimidating. I'm sorry. But if you have a yo-yo up above your head and it falls down at your face, I am not intimidated, okay? But if you make it go in a full circle, I am intimidated. So do that, okay? When you throw it out, keep tension on the string the whole way around. you can even practice by doing this. Let out the yo-yo like this, all the way, straight to the end of the string, and swing it in a circle. Okay, the string, it's tight the whole way around. Did you see that? Here, I'll do it again. It's straight the whole way around. And then, when it reaches eye line, I pull back, I open my palm up, face it down, and the yo-yo comes straight to my hand. Okay? And then you're ready to throw again. And again, this is around the world. So, throw the yo-yo forwards, out, and around. Just like this. And now you learned around the world. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you, Zach. I'm intimidated for sure. So, yeah, that's something you can do to intimidate people because you never know when you're going to need to, especially now. So, learn to intimidate. All right. We have a question for you guys today, like we do every day. And my question for you guys today is, if you could go any place in the world, where would you go right now at this moment? No hesitation. All right? Leave those in the comments. Let us know. Tell a cool story behind it if you want as well. We'll see if we can get you guys for cabin points. So, other than that, we're going to learn a little bit about how you guys can communicate with your friends with some pen pal letters with our something to do today. So, without further ado, right over to you, Emily.
Hello, it's me, Emily again. I am in charge of the something to do today. And since it's Worldwide Wednesday, I thought, what is the most worldwide thing that is done? And from my experience, it's pen pals, and I've had pen pals all over the place, mostly from here to Europe and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that writing letters is super cool, so I would love to kind of challenge you guys to write letters too, like I'm going to do right now, to my very good friend Charlie, who works as the adventures instructor here at camp. We're like super best friends and whatever, so I just write him letters sometimes just to really encourage him. So I tell him things like, "You're doing a really great job here." And I'm gonna write that. I can talk faster than I can write though. And then I'll change colors and I'll say, I think you're really funny. Because he is funny. He's a funny guy. And then, I said sometimes because I'm funny too. And then I'll switch again and I'll say, can you teach me a new knot? Because he's adventures director, so he knows like all of the knots and I know like none of them. But I think it would be really cool to learn how to tie another knot. And then, I'm gonna change colors again. What else do I want to say to Charlie? Maybe, I'm gonna ask when we're gonna have a mac and cheese party, because we've been trying to plan one for a little while, but now our schedules are all messed up. So I think it would be good to ask when we're going to have a mac and cheese party. And then that's kind of all that I have to say to him. So I'm gonna sign it with love, your best friend, because we're probably best friends. Even if we're not, it sounds cool. And then I'm gonna write my name, Emily. Oops, I put too many E's. That happens sometimes. And then I'm gonna draw a picture of us as stick people. That's Charlie, and he's taller than I am, so I'm gonna draw myself shorter. But look at us, we're happy, and then I'm gonna draw a bowl of mac and cheese, because that's us at a mac and cheese party. And then, I don't really want to mail it since I know where Charlie lives and works at. So I'm gonna actually fold it up into a paper airplane, and then I'm going to throw it out the window, and then hopefully it'll make it to him, because this is kind of an important letter that I want him to be able to see. But yeah, it's really important to send letters, even when we're not sheltering in place, just because they mean a lot more than like texting and stuff. And they actually do a lot more for your brain to write things by hand than to do everything online. So basically it makes you smarter while being a really, really good friend. So I have my finished letter, and it's an airplane. You can still kind of see the mac and cheese drawing, but that's okay. So I'm actually gonna throw it out, and then it's gonna make it to Charlie's office. Here we go.
Not really. It's just, they just haven't protected both sides. Not really. Because I don't have to tear apart the other side necessarily. Yeah. Because I already got a full coverage installed to get at the left-hand side. And they're kind of expensive, so might as well wait for this. Yeah! Oh, that's so. What in the world did I just get? Oh my. Well, I can't tell if this is a threat or a gift. I'm gonna say it's a gift. Let me know what you think. Super cool picture here of my boss man, Jeffy Cueva. So, yeah, there you go. I'm gonna leave that right here. We're just gonna. It's gonna be at my desk for the rest of the day because my boss is great. So, anyways, yeah, that's something super cool to do. And like Emily said, writing so much like helps with your brain, and like it's like a more like personalized note. So if you guys can do those, send them out. Awesome. Let us see some pictures of some of the paper airplanes you guys fold up. We're gonna give Emily a little more time before she runs on to her next thing, and we're gonna refresh on our memory verse for the week. Okay? So it's Romans 3:10 through 11. Okay? As it is written, there is no one righteous, not even one, no one who understands, no one who seeks God, okay? So memorize that, send videos in of you guys doing those verses, and maybe like you get cabin points for saying to different people, okay? So Romans 3:10 through 11 again for you guys, all right? But now we're gonna throw it back to Emily, and she's going to do something you guys can do at home.
Hello, it is me, Emily, again. I will be doing the craft today. I am making a yarn doll, so what you'll need is something wide, kind of like this whiteboard that I have. Book covers work too, but the taller it is, the easier it is to make the doll. So I'm just wrapping the string around this, and it might take a little bit because you need to do a lot of layers, and it needs to be wrapped pretty loosely so that you can scoot it off the edge. And when I started this, I actually, let's see if I can pull it. I taped the string to the board so it wouldn't move as I'm wrapping. And then you just continue wrapping, and you want to do more layers than you think you need. Sorry. Because you're going to be taking layers off for the arms and for the legs, and then you'll end up with a pretty skinny doll if you don't have extra string. So I'm gonna say that's good. So then I'll cut it right here. And then we'll work on scooting all of the string off the edge. And a big part of this is making sure that it stays in this loop, because if it moves from the loop, it's gonna be really hard to control. So it should come off in a loop like that. And then we'll set that to the side. Let's see. We will take this part of the string, pull it a little tighter, and then tie it in to the beginning edge of the string. And then you don't want to tie that super tight because it could start messing with the size and shape of the loops. You just kind of want it there as a safety. So then you have your loops. And the first thing you'll make is the head, and I'm gonna cut these short actually. So you'll take another piece of string, and it doesn't really matter on the length because you'll cut off whatever excess you have left. So I always just kind of cut it long and then go from there. So to make the head, which everyone does their yarn dolls a little bit differently, but I take a loop and I fold it in half so that it has more structure to the head. And then you take the string and you'll tie it around both loops of it. Let's see. And then you'll tie it really, really tight. Kind of try to get it to not fan out like what I just did. Let's see, I'm gonna pull those loops down. And then double knot it to make sure that it's secure. And then you'll cut off the excess there. And then you have the beginning of a head. So then the next chunk that you'll take off will be for the arms, and you still have your loop here. Let's see if I can get my hand in there. There we go. So you still have the loop here, and you'll take however many strings for the size of the arm you want. So I usually take like 5 strings on each side, and that takes the whole loop off. So we're gonna go like that. And try to make sure that the loops you pull do not intertwine too much. Otherwise it'll start messing with the shape of the doll's body again. So let's see if we can pull those ones out. There. And then we'll pull that one tight. So then this is what we're going to use for the arm. And then you'll do the same thing on the other side. And then you'll have 2 arms here with a body down the middle. So then you'll take another 2 pieces of string. Again, the length doesn't really matter. And you'll tie it kind of in the middle of the string because nobody's arms are as long as their torso and legs combined. So we try to keep these things proportionate. And then you'll tie it tight, double knot it. You'll do that on both sides again. And try to match where you have it, but it's okay if it's not perfect. Double knot. And then you'll take your scissors again and you'll cut it off. So then these become like the fingers. And then you'll cut off this excess as well. Same thing on the other side, cut it off. And then we'll move on to doing the legs and the torso. So you have this excess loop, and you'll take another piece of string. If I can cut it, there we go. And you'll go about where you want the hips at, and it'll kind of look like a scarecrow at this point. So you'll double knot. And then pull it tight. And then you'll take the remaining loops and divide them in half as best as possible. And again, try not to have them interlocking. So then you have the legs. And you'll take 2 more pieces of string. Still have some scraps laying around. And you'll tie right towards the bottom of it. And then double knot. And then with the feet, you'll actually take the loops and try to kind of get them all centralized. And then you'll take your scissors and stick them through and cut the loops. So then the strings just lay. Same thing on this side. And then you cut short the ties. And then you have a yarn doll. And they're just super cool to have around, and you can actually, so this is technically like the man version. If you wanted to make a girl version, you can actually not divide the legs and just cut the loops at the bottom, so this turns into a skirt. Oops. But yeah, they're like super fun to have around though, and I personally like to have my dog and cats play with them, but obviously make sure your animals don't eat them. So, remember that doll that we made earlier? Well, I found a wild cat in the gym, and we're gonna see if we can get him to play with it. Hey, Sylvester. Hey, buddy. You ever seen one of these before? I don't think he's a big fan, but we can actually make it look like he's like a cat cowboy. No, Sylvester. There. So now he's riding the cat, and he's kind of got one arm up, so like if this was a very aggressive cat, he might start bucking. And then it would be like a rodeo, but he might actually jump and then, but yeah, it's pretty cool having a dude ride on you, huh? Oh man, you're dusty. Yeah, he's not a very good cowboy, but I think Sylvester liked him. He didn't absolutely hate it, so. Oh buddy, can I pick you up? Okay, wave to the camera. Back to you guys.
Oh yeah, sorry, just helping spin the world, you know, just chilling, doing my job, alright, so yeah, that's me spin the world, and that's a cool cat toy doll thing you can have. So, yeah, that's great, but now we're gonna roll right on, get it, roll, because I was rolling this, helping roll, funny, roll right on to our lesson for the day with Bethany.
Hi guys, it's Bethany again with today's Devo. So our theme today is worldwide. So I'm going to be talking about how God has called us to finish His mission worldwide. And I'm going to talk about how you can do this from the comfort of your home. God calls us to spread the gospel and make disciples wherever we are. That is found in Matthew 28:19 through 20. Which says, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." Some people are called into what we call the mission field, whether that's working in ministry, like at Camp Shamineau or at a church, or if it's working overseas. My aunt was a missionary in South Korea and Afghanistan as a teacher. So there's that, and then I also have friends who have gone on the World Race, which is a gap year program that takes you around the world doing different ministries. You can support people in the mission field from the comfort of your own home by supporting them through prayer or by supporting them financially and just like giving them encouragement to continue doing the work that they're doing. I know that for my friends that go on missions trips, I almost always buy a t-shirt or something that they're selling as a fundraiser, and I always keep them in my prayers. I'm going to read another verse that has really been on my heart lately. It's Acts 20:22 through 24, and it says, "And now, compelled by the Spirit, I am going to Jerusalem, not knowing what will happen to me there. I only know that in every city the Holy Spirit warns me that prison and hardships are facing me. However, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given to me, the task of testifying to the good news of God's grace." I really like this passage. It's Paul talking about how he is going somewhere not even knowing what's going to happen. And I really think that we as Christians need to start having that mindset that Paul has in this passage of not knowing what is going to lay ahead, and knowing that there are going to be hardships, and knowing that it's worth it because God's grace is everything. His truth is everything. In this time of like confusion and not being able to go anywhere, we need to do our best to continue spreading the word of God. And we can do that through online ministries. You can do it by starting a Bible study. I know one of my friends is a part of a Bible study called Bible Zoom Girls, and they do Bible studies 3 times a week. And anyone is welcome to come. There are girls from all over the state that participate in it, and it's really amazing to see them continuing God's work, even though it's hard to even get outside. I love the last verse in this where it says, "However, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given to me, the task of testifying to the good news of God's grace." I think that is such a powerful verse because whether you are in the mission field or you are a mother of 5, it is our job as Christians to spread God's grace and to testify to his love. And we can do that in the comfort of our own homes. It's crazy how God moves in our lives. And I encourage you guys to find ways to just spread kindness and spread the love of God to others around you during this time, whether it's neighbors or friends over the internet. I just encourage you to keep spreading God's truth to others and finding ways to do that. I encourage you to see God working in everyday life. So post about it. Post about God sightings you've seen or how you've helped somebody today or in this last week. Tag us in it and just share with us the good works that God has done in your life. Thank you so much for watching.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Bethany. So yeah, it's a great deal there. And as you guys might notice below me here, I have my good friend Dominic. And so he's going to tell you a little bit about himself, but he's one of the people who actually watch from around the world. So Dom, tell him a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys. So yeah, it's me, Dominic. I hope you're all doing great, especially like in these crazy times. Maybe a few of you guys remember me from last summer because I worked at Shamineau as a counselor. If you do remember me, you might also remember why I have this funny accent when I speak English. And that's actually because, fun fact, I actually live in Switzerland. So yeah, you can see it here by the beautiful flag behind me. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's actually why Scout asked me to say hi today for this Global Shamineau Day today. And yeah, for those who don't know Switzerland, it's like this tiny little but very beautiful country in Europe. And it's also the country where they actually make the best cheese and the best chocolate ever.
Oh yeah,
you will ever eat. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, and last year, at first I actually just wanted to go to the US to improve my English. But then, some good friends of mine who lived a long time in Minnesota, they told me about Shamineau. And I was just like, oh geez, that's a perfect idea. Because, I mean, I can like do a crazy trip. I can meet some new friends, like Scout, for example. And of course I can improve my English, but most importantly, I can share the most coolest and the most important message that is here in this world, which is of course the gospel. And I can tell you, it was definitely one of the best summers I've ever had in my life. It really changed also my life because, I mean, it was the first time I really got out of my comfort zone like this. And I learned so much about God. I learned like how to teach really the gospel, how to create some connections with campers, etc. It was just awesome. It really became one of my favorite places on earth. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys again this summer if everything goes well. And yeah, with that being said, back to Scouts.
Yeah, no, we're super excited. Thanks, Dom. We're super excited to have you back here. But yeah, so me and Dom, we met this summer. He was on the island when I was island director, and he was a blast out there, great guy. Dom, can you tell me about what your favorite memory from camp was this summer?
Oh, I would say my favorite memory was definitely to make some music with you, Scouts. It was just so awesome on the island to do some crazy stuff and to, I don't know, just be hyped and be just like just amazing on the island. So I would definitely say the islands.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great place, Dom. I'm wearing the shirt that I showed you earlier today. But yeah, so that's a little bit about Dom. We're going to do quick announcements here, and we'll go back to him in a second. So remember to get cabin points by posting all your stuff online, so you guys can get hopefully that cabin of the week there, and just be able to post those. Remember our daily challenges. We have one for you today. Our daily challenge is coordinating with our meh something to do. It's your challenge is to write a letter to someone you haven't talked to in a while and in some way encourage them. So whether that's by some encouraging words or some scripture or both of those, write a letter to them and encourage them that way, okay? But I have one more question for you, Dom, okay? Are you good with that?
Sure.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about what your weather is down over there? Not down, I guess.
Oh yeah. I mean, for now it's pretty dark here because it's like, I don't know, about 10:30 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's pretty late here. But usually it's like very beautiful now. It's sunny. I actually went swimming today, so
Nice.
it was a bit cold, but it was okay. It's about like 60 degrees Fahrenheit today. Yeah, I had to make the conversion because here, as you maybe know, we do it in Celsius. But yeah, and for tomorrow's weather, we actually have a 50% chance of shine and a 50% chance of dark.
Dom, you're not going to believe this, but I know somebody who actually, like, that's their favorite slogan.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, do you know who I'm talking about?
Maybe. Wait, isn't it you?
Yeah, you're right, Dom, that's me. So, actually, could you throw us on to our next segment, Dom?
Sure, because now we will have the outside the window weather with Scout.
Welcome, guys, out the window weather. So, I'm out here where yesterday there used to be a bunch of this stuff up in the trees here. We cleared it out so that you get a better view of our lake and, well, our beach that they're working on. Very good. So I'm going to do weather out here because it's beautiful, and if you can't tell from my hair flowing in the wind, there is for sure wind today. Yes, there is a pressure. The wind is telling me that the pressure is 20 flat. And this stick right here is going to tell me what the temperature is. Ready? Really? That's interesting. How's she do? No, weather. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, the temperature is for sure warmer than 20 degrees. There you have it, folks. Exact temperature right there for my help the stick. Fly, breathe. Anyways, tomorrow's weather is going to be a high of a certain temperature and a low of a low temperature to that certain temperature. Yes. The chance we have for shine, say it with me, 50% shine and 50% dark. Thank you guys very much for joining me. I'm going to throw it back to that cool guy hosting. Thanks. Man, that segment's my favorite. What about you, Dom?
It was cool.
Yeah, cool segment. Yeah, well, that's our weather. We're going to be hanging out and outside and hopefully just having fun out there. You guys too. But actually, we're going to move right on to our next segment, which is, Dom?
Fun with Herb.
Fun with Herb.
Hey guys, welcome to Fun with Herb. Hey, today we're going to be doing a project with birch bark. Now, some of you might be in a city setting where you don't have, dead birch trees lying around. But remember, you should be getting outside and going for walks anyways, and maybe there's a park near you. And what you're going to be looking for is dead birch branches that are laying on the ground. Do not take down any live tree or peel bark off of a live tree, because what you really want is this stuff that is just super dead and mushy and yucky. Once you found a little log like that, what you're going to do is start picking away at all of that dead, yucky bark in there. Pliers might be something good to grab and pull it out with. Maybe just a small knife to do a little bit of cutting. So talk to your folks. And then look what happens. After a little bit, it all comes loose. And I can pull the whole thing completely out. Okay, this is just yuck, wet, junky stuff. So you can toss that. This is what I want, because here's what we're going to do with it. I have a birdhouse here made out of birch bark. Hey, look, this one was made by my daughter like
30 years ago. All right, what we're gonna do is take that tube of birch bark that we have, gonna clean it all up inside and maybe even let it dry out a little bit. And then I just simply take my scissors and cut it so that it's got nice straight lines in it, okay? So there I've got a nice clean straight bottom. Gonna do the same to the top, although this top is pretty good. But I'm gonna let all that stuff dry out while I clean it out. And then I'm gonna find myself a couple of old lids from like a yogurt or butter or something like that, okay? Because that's gonna end up being my top and the bottom to my birdhouse. Now, if you want to get really fancy, if your dad has some woodworking equipment, this one we actually cut a circle of wood and slipped inside and then nailed with some fancy tacks here, okay? Then we did the same to the top and nailed it in and put a screw eye on the top as something to hang it with. If you have the capability of doing something really fancy like that, you can. Otherwise, I'm just gonna take some hot glue and I'm going to glue all around the bottom here, and I would just cake that on like crazy, okay? Just get it super caked on there, go all the way around. But I would also do this for the bottom. It would be good to cut this plastic so that it's no bigger than the bottom, all right? Because you don't want rain and stuff collecting here and soaking everything up. Now for the top, go ahead and glue it on and let it hang over like crazy. And then in order to hang it, before I glued the top on, I would cut just a little hole in the top, take some rope or cord or whatever I've got, whatever I can find, I'm gonna tie a nice big knot in that, you know, kind of double it up a whole bunch. You could even put a little stick in there, something to really make that knot big. And before I glue it on, I'm gonna send it through. So now I'll have something to hang my birdhouse from, okay? And then when you're done, the final part, cut yourself a little hole, and that's gonna be for the bird. You can actually go online and look up what size hole you should be doing for different birds. So there you go. Make a birch bark project. Take a picture of it, send it in to us, and you'll probably get like 1 million family points. All right? Have fun, get outside.
Awesome, thank you very much, Herb. And now I know what I'm gonna be doing tonight. So me and Dom here, we decided that for our last segment we're gonna play a game with you guys, but I'm gonna need Dom to come with me. So we're gonna go.
Sure.
Oh, wait. Oh, you gotta come. Sorry, he's computer. I forget that he can't come with me. All right, so we're gonna go now. So here we go, Dom. All right, we're going over to this mini basketball hoop we got here. Super fun to play around in the office. Dunk on it. Be careful though when you do. So we're gonna play a game that I like to call, I think everybody likes to call, Around the World, okay? And so what we're gonna do is you're gonna pick 7 spots, just like the 7 continents around the world. So normally on a normal basketball hoop, you have the free throw square, so you pick the block in between the corner or the elbow, the free throw line, elbow, back on the same side. But here in the mini basketball hoop, if I can make them get that far, we'll figure it out from there. So it'll be like, I'll start here and I'll be like, all right, Dom, I'm gonna go. You ready?
Sure, I'm always ready.
See, I missed. So then it'll be Dom's turn. But I'm gonna play for Dom. So ready, Dom? Here we go. Tell me when to shoot. You gotta tell me when to shoot.
Go.
So I missed both, but we're going. So it's my turn now. Alright, so I made it. Now, I'm gonna grab the ball, and I'm going to continue to go back. So take a few steps back. I'm gonna set Dom down so you can see and focus on the shot. Boom. Alright, coming back here. Oh, so I missed. All right, so now it's Dom's turn. We're gonna pick him back up. All right, Dom, you tell me when to shoot, all right?
All right.
Oh, you're back here. Okay, shoot. Oh, boom. Dom's the baller, which is also me,
There
because
you
I'm
go.
Dom. All right. Tell me to shoot again.
Shoot.
Boom. Oh, just missed that one. So now I start here, because I was here. Down, down. Boom. And that's a super fun game you guys can play. On basketball courts, we got a mini hoop. It's super fun to play, too. Man, I'm bad. Sorry, Dom. But it's a super fun game to play. You guys go around the world. Oh, Dom almost made that. I gotta get the ball. I'll be back. Ready, Dom? There you go. And we're back. So, yeah, it's a super fun game for you guys to be able to play around. I'm gonna say Dom won because I obviously did not. But you, Dom, were so fun. Can you see there? Can you see? Yeah. Awesome. So much fun to have Dom here. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Remember to post all your stuff. And from me and Dom, this is Scout signing off. Say you're signing off.
You signing off?
Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you guys later, right? Bye, guys.
Welcome to camp, we're glad you've come. Hope you're ready to have some fun. If you got bad breath, then chew some gum. The summer started and we're glad